All right, let's talk about a super simple but really powerful way to get your focus back. It's called the Low Dopamine Weekend. So let me ask you something. Do you ever feel just completely, totally burned out, even on a day when you haven't really done much of anything? You're exhausted, but you can't sleep. You're bored, but nothing holds your attention. Well, guess what? That feeling, it actually has a name. That's not just you being tired, that's dopamine fry. It's basically a sign that your brain's reward system is just overheated from all the constant, cheap stimulation we're hit with. And the fix isn't some long, complicated vacation, it's a really simple 48-hour reset. But, to really get why this reset works so well, we first have to understand the two different kinds of dopamine that your brain is juggling every single day. Okay, so on one hand, you've got what we call cheap dopamine. Think of these as the super fast, high frequency hits you get from scrolling through social media, eating sugary junk food, or hearing that little ping from a notification. Then on the other side, there's slow dopamine. This is the good stuff that comes from rewarding effortful activities, like really getting into a book, going for a nice long walk, or cooking a meal from scratch. And here is the absolute core of the problem. When your brain is just flooded with that cheap dopamine all day long, it starts to defend itself. It's smart. But what it does is lower your overall sensitivity to, well, everything. And all of a sudden, normal, everyday things start to feel boring and unrewarding. Your motivation just completely bottoms out. But here's the really good news. We don't have to go full monk mode forever to fix this. Not at all. All we really need is a simple 48-hour plan to reset that sensitivity. So, how exactly does this work? The protocol is incredibly simple. It's really just built on two lists for your weekend: a block list, the things you're going to avoid, and a white list, the things you're going to embrace. First up, the block list. For 48 hours, you're basically cutting off all the main fire hoses of cheap dopamine. That means no screens for entertainment, so sorry, no Netflix, no TikTok, no mindlessly scrolling through your feeds, and also no highly processed sugar. So, what are you supposed to do instead, right? Well, that's where the whitelist comes in. You're going to swap out all that cheap stimulation with slow, genuinely rewarding activities. Pick up an actual physical book, cook a whole meal from scratch, go for a long walk. But here's the key: leave the headphones and the podcasts at home. The real goal here isn't just to do different things, it's to actually embrace boredom. Seriously, boredom is not the enemy. You can think of it like the cleaning crew for your mind, just tidying everything up so you can finally reset your focus. Now, I gotta be honest, this is gonna be a challenge. There is one specific moment that you really need to be prepared for, and we're just gonna call it the itch. So let me give you a heads up. At some point, probably around 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, when that lull hits, you are gonna feel a wave of, well, panic. A really intense urge to just check your phone for a quick second. This feeling, the itch, that's the withdrawal kicking in. It's literally your brain screaming for its usual fix of cheap dopamine. It feels super uncomfortable, but it is the number one sign that the reset is actually working. So when it happens, what do you do? The answer is so simple. You do nothing. Just sit with that feeling for 5 minutes. Don't even fight it. That urge, it's like a wave. It feels totally overwhelming in the moment, but I promise you, it will crash and it will disappear. If you can just get through that moment, the reward waiting for you on the other side is so, so worth it. Because this whole thing leads to what I like to call Monday morning clarity. By Monday morning, you won't just feel rested, you're going to notice something pretty incredible. All those boring tasks, like answering emails or doing a load of laundry, they'll suddenly feel easy, almost satisfying. You give your brain a real break, and in return, it gives you your focus back. So, the takeaway here is pretty clear. Your ability to really focus on what matters, it isn't gone. It's just buried under all that cheap stimulation. So, the only question left is, are you willing to take one weekend to reset and find it again? Our explainers like this one, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching.